Hi everybody. I haven't made a video in a minute because I got COVID and it really screwed me up for about 2 weeks. I'm still recovering. It's brutal. You don't want to get it. I was fully vaccinated, boosted. I hadn't had the most recent booster, but it still kicked my ass. And I'm hoping that I've recovered fully and don't have any lasting effects. But anyway, I'm here to talk to you in this sort of semi-naked form because I want to show you the progress. Okay, you can see all this stuff is gone. There's one little thing over here that I'm still saying, and I'm going to show you my back now so that you can get a full idea of how much scars there are and how much is left. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can see that. See, full idea. So what I'm telling you is it's about 90% gone. Now it took longer because after I had removed all the stuff on my scalp and all the stuff in my neck area, I did not know there was a sneak attack coming through the soft tissue of my buttocks. So I took a shower one day and I noticed there was it feels like ingrown hairs, but they're like long lines of, you know, like maybe this long, and it's the same thing. And believe it or not, this is a reptilian hybridization program. And the reason I know that, here's a book called The Reptilian World Order by Len Caston. Okay, I don't get paid to promote these books. Doesn't matter to me. I'm doing this for the good of the suffering people. I don't care about any money. I mean, I would love to have money to research this more, to have my own laboratory. I'd love to have an artist studio, but I don't have those things, and I'm not asking my viewers to send me any money or anything like that. So don't worry about that. But this book outlines hybridization programs. It says, well, first of all, it shows the Egyptian with the snake on his head. Okay, so you see that. But it also says that they were known by many names: Shet 1, Hent 1, the Shem's Horde, reptilians, the Nagas, the lizards, the hybrids, the Tao, the Brotherhood of the Snake, the Babylonian Brotherhood, and most recently the Greys. They dwell in the underground empire built by their ancestors, the Draco, able to traverse long distances to a complex of tunnel networks on supersonic magnetic levitation trains, capable of speeds up to 300 miles an hour. Now here in Connecticut, we have something called the Moodus noises. It's like these vibrations and these noises that come underneath the river. Very easily could be a high level train system. And I also have this here, which is a piece of black obsidian. Now keep in mind, black obsidian is volcanic rock, and Connecticut hasn't had volcanoes for millions of years. So I'm in Connecticut. This is volcanic rock discovered in Connecticut, and let's take a close look. If we look right, oh, where is it? Oh, okay, here it is. See this right here? It looks like a track. That looks like the train going into a tunnel. Now let's zoom in on it. See that? A train. Right out of the tunnel. And there's the track. Look at the track. That track? So, is that proof positive? No, but it's interesting. What's also interesting is this book mentions the SST as a reptilian name. Let's see, okay, the Shetty, the serpent, anyway, he calls them the SST, the SSE, all different letters to represent the reptilian anyway, I can't find it in the book, but it's in here. And I have this rock which looks like a dinosaur face and also looks like a giant egg, which is how reptilians have their young in these eggs. And what's interesting is, if you look carefully, you can see the S and the other S. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. See that? Carved into the rock. And if you look over here, it looks like a dinosaur. Anyway, I've been studying this rock for a while, and I videotaped it on my other channel, the R.J. Wordsmith Files, before they shut it down for some unknown reason. But when you videotape it close up, you can see the reptilian aspect of this rock. And it has that SSI, SST, whatever that is on there. And it also has this line, which is probably relative to some type of a map or something. So, if you have Morgellons, you are part of a reptilian hybridization program. What other proof do we have? Well, I still have this dried up thing right there, and all these are pieces of like little lizards. When this thing came out of my head in the back, it came out in one piece and it landed on my shirt. And it looked like a lizard, a baby lizard, living underneath my scalp on the top of my head. Okay? There's a reason medical science won't touch Morgellons. The reason is because the reptilian that are here, they have shape-shifting abilities, okay? Now, you can believe this or not, but I'm going to tell you, the way you get rid of this Morgellons is with a needle, is the best way. Even this one on my neck, which was really deep, I poked that thing with a needle for, you know, weeks on end. And then I pulled off the scab and I poked it some more. And finally, I got to the bottom of it where it is gone. It is completely gone. Now, I'll tell you this. They lay eggs. There are eggs inside your body if you have Morgellons. And those eggs are creating more and more of these little lizard things, hybrids. So there's a consciousness within your body when you have Morgellons, and you can almost communicate with it. In my case, it uses my, it sounds crazy, but it uses my armpit hair like crop circles. I'll get a pain in my shoulder, I'll go look in the mirror, and there will be an image on my armpit hair. And that sounds ridiculous and crazy, but it's the truth. So I'm telling you that the Bible says, you know, the moon will turn to blood, stars will fall from the sky, and then it will release this thing from the abyss. Will come from the abyss. Okay, that to me sounds an awful lot like allowing the devil, which is the Christian version of a reptilian, to come up to the surface and do a whole lot of damage. Now, that time is coming, and it's fast approaching. My research has shown me that in 2027, there will be a lot of cataclysmic earthquakes. 2029 is when the star will fall from the sky and open up the keys to the abyss. And that is going to be a horrendous day for everyone. But this, to get back to Morgellons, I mean, that's a whole subject for another video. The way you attack your Morgellons is with a pin. Keep doing it. Let the air get in there, because these things they don't grow when the air gets in there. It dries it out. And let me also say this. If you're in an area where you're getting bit by a lot of bugs, that's the first thing you got to stop. You got to stop letting bugs bite you. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of bug it is. It could be a spider, a gnat, a tick. They all can carry it. And not only that, but you can get it, like I said, these things can come through the walls at night and give it to you if they want. They've already done it to me a few times, totally, especially the one on my neck. It was like two prongs, like a vampire. It was probably where the vampire legends come from. You know, originally the reptilians were related to the Draco star system, Draco, Dracula. You know, these things are all connected. Okay, and it's also connected to that Birdman thing, but that's another video too. So what I'm telling you is this is a reptilian hybrid program, and the king of the reptilians is coming. And when it does, it's, you know, the Bible talks about that time when people will just disappear. What's it called? I keep wanting to call it the ascension. It's not the ascension. It's the oh hell, I always forget the name of it. Not the apocalypse. Well, anyway, it's like a farmer standing in his field, and you know, one guy will be standing there, the next guy will be just disappear. Well, where are these people disappearing to? I mean, when you're dealing with an enemy that could change form, could change shape, could remain invisible, what protection do you have? You have very little protection. Now, I don't even know if they're going to let me air this video, because I've given out a lot of information, and they really do rule the world with mind control. They control everything. They control everything. So whether they'll let me make this video public, I don't know, but there's something very strange going on with nature and the rocks. I have rocks that will not let you photograph them. In other words, you can put the cell phone about 1.5 feet away and it'll photograph it. As soon as you get within 6 inches, it won't let you photograph it. There's like an electromagnetic field emanating from the rocks that is preventing a clear photograph. How is that possible? Well, I think it's something the Egyptians knew about, because they created those giant obelisks, where we have some here in America, and it has something to do with electromagnetic fields. So my research goes deep in all different directions, and eventually I'd love to, you know, have maybe if I publish a couple books, I can get the financing I need. I'm not looking for money from any of you viewers. I'm just trying to help these people suffering from Morgellons. So you can see the progress that I have made. I'm probably the only person that I know of who can actually say they've cured it. I mean, there's a little bit left. Don't get me wrong. There's always, but it doesn't bother me. I always try to remove everything because I don't want it coming back, and it only takes the tiniest bit to grow another one of these little lizards. So as soon as I find something, I start poking it with a pin, and then I continue to poke it with a pin. I haven't taken any drugs, I haven't taken any medication. The doctors, you know, listen, I don't even trust them, okay? How can I trust? Nobody is even investigating this, and it's going to just expand exponentially. More and more people are going to get it. Why? Because it's a hybrid program, and the king reptilian is coming, and so they're preparing the way. What's going to happen? I can tell you what's going to happen. They're going to weaken the human race. Just like the 4 horsemen in the Bible: plague, pestilence, war, pitting father against son. The Bible spells it out very clearly. And all this is designed to weaken the human race. Now, have you ever asked yourself, in the story of Adam and Eve, they were tricked by the serpent. Well, how did God allow the serpent to trick Adam and Eve? The answer is always that, well, he gave us free will, and we screwed it up. Okay, fine. That's the general consensus among religious scholars. But nonetheless, there's a power dynamic there. The reptilian tricked the human race because he was more powerful. It's that simple. He had the power. And so, if you read this book and other books, you will read about the hybridization program of the reptilians. That's what they are known for. And if I could, I would quote some of it, but this is probably too long already. So, but there are, it makes a very strong case. It's very well written. That's what they look like. And these are gods that we saw. What was this, from Mexico probably? Something like that. Yep. And there's also a story about the Anastasi in the Midwest. There's evidence they were a Native American First Nation people, and there was strong evidence of cannibalism, and nobody understands why, because the food was plentiful. So these reptilians, they have an agenda, and they're coming. 2027, there'll be a lot of earthquakes. 2029, an asteroid called Apophis is going to fly somewhere between the moon and Earth. Now, when I first looked at it, there was an image of it. Suddenly, I can find no image of this asteroid, and they say none is available. The reason, when I posted the images on Facebook, it looked like somebody sleeping, like ready to come out of it. Because that asteroid is going to drop off the hitchhiker who's sleeping on it, and he's going to land in the ocean, and that's going to be the beginning of some serious calamity. And so there's a lot more to tell you. This video is probably too long already. I don't even know if they're going to let me post it. But if you want to get rid of the Morgellons, the best thing you can do is use a pin and just keep poking. If you don't like needles, well, you're going to have to get over it, because I had to dig deep into my neck, I'm going to tell you right now, to get the eggs out. And that's key. You got to get those eggs out. No matter how far you got to go, you got to get them out, because if you don't, it will keep coming back. And once you get the eggs out, then you can start dealing with all the stuff that's already through your body. And I think I could have shaved 6 months off my treatment had I discovered that they were attacking me from my inner thighs and buttocks. But you don't feel it. It's kind of like having a tumor or something that you have no idea is there. It's just growing inside you. It's incredible. They're digging these tunnels through your flesh, and you don't even feel it. because they're masters at hybridization. This is how they take over planets. They create hybrids and they take over entire star systems, according to that book. Okay? So, from my studies, I know this is true. I know it is. Okay? You can laugh, you can joke, whatever. If you have Morgellons, I know you're not laughing, because this is a serious disease. So it's taken me 3 years. The first year, I didn't really know what I was doing. The second year, I started to learn more. By the end of maybe 8 months into the second year, I started really taking a different approach with the pin and the needle, and that made all the difference in the world. So, scour your body, because it will dig a tunnel and you won't even feel it. And get those eggs out. They could be in your neck. They could be somewhere. They're going to be in soft tissue, and they're going to be kind of deep. They're going to be kind of deep, so you might have to do some digging. There may still be one right here. I don't know. I hope not, but if it's there, I'm going to have to get it out. But if you can't get it out so deep, at least you can do is start poking with a pin. And once that air gets in there, it doesn't like it. So that's it. I think I'm the only person who's probably cured it. I don't say it's 100% cured, but I say my treatment has done wonders. And I feel like it's almost gone. I've said that, but I did not know that they were doing a sneak attack on the other side of my body. So there you have it, folks. I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. I love it when I get emails telling me what you're doing, what your theories are, what your treatments are. All that information is great, so keep them coming. May God bless you, and please, this is real. So, thank you again. Peace and love.